Hello, Mr. Poole. This is my final project. My hierarchy doesn't show the whole thing because there's a bunch of different scenes. But, so, if I press play, here's the main menu, and the exit button closes it, obviously, so I'm not going to press that. But, so you can load in, and then you can move around. There's features like, oh yeah, I used Unity and C# for the coding. But so you can move around. There's this pause button, which here's the pause menu. I wasn't able to do where you can continue from where you left off. So that's something I would want to change if I had more time. But you can retry to go to the beginning, or you can go to the main menu screen. And then this is just loading in between stuff. And then, so if I were to actually play, you can wall jump, and you can slide by pressing shift. And then so if it was something like this, you would have to you couldn't fit through, so you would have to slide through it. And then the next thing, I wasn't able to get health stuff working, which also adds on to this. I made it so you could attack, but since I wasn't able to get health working, the attacking's kind of useless. And so if I had more time, I would want to add dying and maybe enemies that you could attack. And that also goes along with this void. If you fall in it, you just fall forever. You don't actually die, which is something that I would like to change. But yeah, you can jump across this gap and then slide through it. Typically, you couldn't slide because these boxes count as walls. But because I added these little platform things, it counts as a floor, so you can slide. And then so another feature of that is putting them on the sides of walls, and then that way you can't wall climb it. So if you miss that jump, you have to climb back up and jump over. But then so third level, it also uses that mechanic, so even though it looks like it, you couldn't just skip because you can't wall climb these. So in order to beat this part of the level, you have to jump over like that and go down. And then so if you were to jump and then miss this, you would just have to go to the beginning and jump back over. But so that's the main bit of my project. I only had those 3 rooms planned out. If I look in the game scene, it's small obviously, but if you look at the level, there's all these different rooms inside the level thing, and each of them have their own obstacles and stuff. And then also on the penguin object, here's my animator, and I have a bunch of animations that has to do with this. And yeah, there's stuff like that. Here's my code. There's the camera controller, which makes it so it moves from one room to the next room, and then the door, and there's a door at the end of each level, and that way it moves the camera to the next one. And then loading is just the loading screen that needs to play in between transitions. And then this is the main menu, and then this is the pause menu that has to do with the buttons that you press on screen. And then the main big script is this one, and it just has all the stuff relating to the character, when you can slide and when you can wall jump, and the cooldowns. And there's another script, the player attack one, but I didn't include that just because the attacking is not really important. One of the challenges I had was changing the hitbox when you slide, because the sprite shrinks, and for some reason it took forever to get my hitbox to change with code. But I ended up getting it working, and it was also hard just figuring out animations and all this new stuff. But it was fun to work on, and yeah.